The movie Bunker, released in 2023, is one of the most intriguing examples of contemporary cinema that blends psychological horror, drama, and suspense. Directed by Adrian Langley, the film takes place almost entirely in a single setting, an underground bunker, which functions as both a backdrop and a character. The film's premise is simple but effective. A group of soldiers is forced to face not only the external threats of war, but also their own inner demons. The film's atmosphere is one of its greatest strengths. The production design is impressive, immersing the viewer entirely in the oppressive environment of the bunker. The details, such as damp walls, rusty pipes, and the constant sound of dripping water, create an almost tangible sense of claustrophobia. This technical aspect is complemented by the cinematography, which heavily uses shadows and contrasts to reflect the characters' mental states. The lighting is sparse, with dark tones dominating the screen, reinforcing the sense of disconnection and isolation. Michael Hunter-Lamacchia's screenplay tackles universal themes such as paranoia, fear, and the cost of war. However, it is in the exploration of the characters that the film truly shines. Each soldier carries their own emotional baggage, which is developed gradually and effectively. Their relationships are complex, marked by distrust and fragile loyalties. In some moments, the dialogue is sparse, allowing silence and facial expressions to tell the story. This creative choice helps build tension and fosters a constant sense of uncertainty. The cast's performances are a highlight of the film. Luke Baines, who plays the group leader, delivers a powerful performance that conveys the internal struggle between his responsibilities as a leader and his vulnerabilities. Supporting actors such as Sean Cullen and Roger Clark also shine, each bringing unique depth to their characters. Together, the cast represents a wide range of emotions, from despair to a reluctant sense of solidarity. One of the most intriguing decisions in the film is the use of surreal elements to represent the characters' mental states. The narrative intertwines with sequences that can be interpreted as hallucinations or symbolic representations of inner fears. These scenes are marked by creative use of visual and sound effects, breaking the visual routine of the bunker and adding an extra layer of complexity to the story. However, this choice may not appeal to everyone, as some viewers might find it overly abstract. The soundtrack, composed by Julian Scherl, is another noteworthy aspect. Instead of opting for traditional music or grand orchestrations, Scherl creates a minimalist soundscape based on ambient noises and disparate sounds. This not only enhances immersion but also heightens moments of tension and suspense. When the soundtrack finally becomes more prominent, it serves as a breaking point in the story, marking moments of high emotional intensity. One of the main criticisms of the film lies in its pacing. While the slow pace is an intentional choice to build tension, some moments feel unnecessarily prolonged. This might test the patience of some viewers who expect a more agile narrative. Additionally, the lack of a clearer explanation for some of the surreal elements could leave audiences feeling frustrated. In summary, Bunker is a film worth watching for fans of psychological horror and drama. It successfully combines an oppressive atmosphere with well-developed characters and a thought-provoking story. Although not a perfect film, its qualities outweigh its limitations, making it a memorable cinematic experience. In the second half of this analysis, we will delve deeper into the underlying messages and cultural impact of the film, as well as its cinematic influences and comparisons with other productions in the genre. Upon closer examination of the underlying messages, Bunker reveals itself as a meditation on the effects of war on the human psyche. Through the lens of isolation and paranoia, the film questions what it means to maintain humanity under extreme circumstances. The bunker, as a metaphor, represents not just physical security, but also a mental prison that traps the characters within their own fears and traumas. An interesting comparison can be drawn between Bunker and films such as Take Shelter by Jeff Nichols or 10 Cloverfield Lane by Dan Trachtenberg, both of which deal with similar themes of isolation and psychological tension. However, Bunker adopts a more subjective approach, focusing on the internal aspects of the characters rather than worrying too much about the external threat. This difference makes it a more intimate but no less impactful work. Additionally, the film raises questions about loyalty and morality in times of crisis. As the pressures of isolation intensify, the soldiers face dilemmas that test their beliefs and values. These themes resonate universally with audiences as they explore the depths of human nature in moments of adversity. When analyzing the critical reception of Bunker, it becomes evident that the film divides opinions. While some praise its ambition and ability to defy expectations, others consider its slow pace and ambiguous elements to be weaknesses. Critics from outlets such as IndieWire and The Guardian have recognized the film's originality, but pointed out that its lack of resolution might be frustrating for some viewers. From a cultural standpoint, Bunker fits into a lineage of films that question the psychological impact of war and isolation. At a time when the world still grapples with the consequences of the pandemic and international conflicts, the film resonates particularly strongly. Its depiction of internal fears and moral dilemmas speaks to a collective experience, making it a relevant and timely work. In the next part of the analysis, we will examine how the film uses technical elements such as camera work, editing, and sound design to enrich its narrative and create an immersive experience for the audience. One of the first techniques that stand out in the film is the use of the camera to manipulate the viewer's perception. Adrian Langley's direction frequently employs close-ups, focusing on the characters' faces to convey their deepest emotions. This style creates a sense of intimacy but also suffocation, reflecting the bunker environment. In some scenes, the camera moves erratically, simulating the characters' disorientation and immersing the audience in their experience. Editing also plays an essential role in building tension. The cuts are precise and calculated, allowing the action to unfold at a rhythm that amplifies discomfort. The film employs rapid montages during moments of crisis, contrasting with the longer takes that dominate much of the narrative. This alternation between rhythms contributes to a constant atmosphere of uncertainty. Sound design, in turn, is one of the production's most notable areas. Beyond Julian Shirley's soundtrack, the film utilizes environmental sounds as an integral part of the narrative. The sound of dripping water, distant footsteps, and constant metallic noises create a soundscape that conveys the oppression and isolation of the bunker. During moments of heightened tension, these sounds are amplified, reaching the audience on a sensory level. Finally, the decision to confine most of the film to a single setting is a risk that pays off. While this choice might limit physical action, it allows for a deeper exploration of psychological and emotional themes. The bunker acts as a microscope, magnifying the characters' flaws, fears, and hopes. This spatial limitation also challenges the viewer to focus on details, from facial expressions to environmental elements that tell their own story. With this, we conclude this technical analysis, but there is still much more to be explored in Bunker, a film that will undoubtedly continue to be debated and studied by filmmakers and cinema enthusiasts. If you enjoyed this analysis and want to stay updated with more insights into the cinematic universe, don't wait. Subscribe now to the Minute Recaps channel for more summaries, curiosities, and discussions about the best films. Don't miss out.